Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Pink, and it has been a minute, but we are back with the watch along of Bocchi The Rock, and today we are doing episodes 5 through 8. Episodes 5 starts at Starry, where it's finally payday for the girls. They each get 10k yen, which in today's money is about $61.14. But when the anime came out in 2022, 10k yen was about $77, which is fucking crazy to believe. Christ, the economy is so bad. But when they get the money, Bocchi immediately starts thinking about what she's gonna spend the money on. Nichika collects the money since they had to pay for the concert quota, and even though Nichika wants to have an album and a music video done, it seems like the girls might have to get another job, which of course Bocchi hates. She even starts looking up loan services, but they don't lend to minors. Ryo accidentally scares Bocchi, tells her that she wrote a song using Bocchi's lyrics as a base, and the group thinks that it's really good. Kita gets a little jealous though when Ryo praises Bocchi, so she tries to earn some praise herself by showing how much she's improved on the guitar. Nichika wants the band to do their first concert next month, but her sister Seika, I had to Google because I'm not going to keep referring to as Nichika's sister this entire video, won't let them do it. Seika won't let Kesuko band perform because their skills aren't good enough even if they have a song done. And plus, how are you going to have a concert with literally just one fucking song? Seika also doesn't want the band to repeat their awful performance that they had in the other episode where Bocchi was wearing the fucking mango box. Nichika gets upset and storms out. The girls chase after, but Bocchi is asked to stay. Bocchi eventually catches up, all blue and out of breath and animated differently. It looks so weird. But Seika told Bocchi that if Nichika wants to perform, she needs to audition. And for some reason, Bocchi's belly up like a dog trying to show obedience. Nichika's not happy that they'll get a chance, but Bocchi and Kita are the biggest issues in the band, and Ryo clocks it immediately. Kita's a little confused since she heard Bocchi play before, but Kita continues to practice with Bocchi at school. We cut back to Starry, where Bocchi, Kita, and Ryo all have suits and mop tops on because this is Ryo's ideal of a band. They change to their regular selves and practice together. Bocchi mentions that it's hard to recognize what growth is because it's not the same as putting the effort in. They keep at practicing, but it seems like Nichika is still put off by something. Nichika catches up to Bocchi afterwards and they have a talk. She apologizes to Bocchi for dragging her into the band and says that her dream is something past performing at the Budokan, but doesn't exactly tell her what her dream is. We cut to the day of the audition where Bocchi has reflected on her reason for joining the band, how it's not just for her anymore, it's for the four of them. Aw. They play the song Guitar, Solitude, and Blue Planet, which sounds great, and Kita's voice sounds really good on it. Shout out to her seiyuu. Bocchi has an internal dialogue with herself and says that she wants to make Nichika's dream come true, so she starts dramatically improving her playing on stage. Nichika and Ryo immediately notice and they turn their playing up a notch. They think that they did good, but Seika bluntly says that the drums are too tense, the guitars keep looking down too much, and the bassist is off in her own little world. But they do feel like more of a band, so they pass the audition. Ryo and Nichika talk amongst themselves and mention Bocchi's change in playing. Bocchi and Kita are happy, but Bocchi runs to puke because she got overwhelmed since too many new things were happening at once. Seika sees that Bocchi is a good player, but her low self-confidence is holding her back. Same. Except I'm not a good guitar player. I had to look up the other girl that's usually at Starry's name because they just don't say their names. At least I don't think they do. Pa-san mentions that Seika left an open spot for them all along, but Seika didn't want to put them on until they were ready. Bocchi now has a newfound confidence for their upcoming concert until she hears about the 5-ticket quota that they each have. The animation changes with her anxiety into a maybe real-life rotoscoped hand, as she can only think of 4 people to sell tickets to: her parents, her 5-year-old sister, and her dog. And that's how episode 5 ends. Next episode 6 is a recap, but it uses a bunch of new animations, so not too bad. And plus it was only like I think 2 minutes long. It wasn't half the episode. Fucking Naruto. We are halfway through the series with this episode, and Bocchi has 10 days left to meet her 5-ticket quota. Bocchi's parents tell her that she can't invite her dog, Jimihen, cause it's a dog, or her younger sister Futari, because she's 5 years old. The animation changes to what looks like PS1 looking graphics with a bunch of ass-strap colors as Bocchi's parents multiply, since Bocchi only has 2 tickets that are now a guaranteed sale. Bocchi's mom thinks about inviting her friends, but Bocchi brags to her little sister about having a lot of friends at school. Bocchi, for whatever reason, made handmade flyers so that it can look more genuine to people. Bocchi gets a bunch of messages from her group chat, and it looks like all the other girls met their quotas already, which sends Bocchi into a spiral as she imagines herself getting kicked out of the band and replaced by someone better and extroverted. We then see a random woman collapse in front of Bocchi, who asks for water, hangover medicine, miso soup with clams, and rice porridge, preferably in a bed with fresh lined sheets. very oddly specific. Bocchi gets most of those things: miso soup, water, and hangover medicine. And this woman that collapsed takes out 6 Onikoro sake boxes and a beer bottle, to which she offers Bocchi some, but we see the woman is talking to a statue. Shawty is lost. Bocchi tries to escape but trips over herself, and we find out that this random lady is also in a band. Bocchi imagines that this lady might get mad with her and smash her guitar into pieces because she's never dealt with someone who's a grown-up rocker before. Bocchi immediately thinks of a lie and said that she just played for a day and wants to sell the guitar, so only then admitted a few minutes later. We find out that this woman plays bass, and that bass and booze mean more to her than life, and it really shows. This lady left her bass at the pub where she was drinking, so she drags Bocchi along with her. The girls are practicing, but they worry for Bocchi since she hasn't answered and left the message unread. They end up getting the bass back, and the drunk lady is very happy with her Super Ultra Shoten Doji EX. Apparently that's what she named her bass. It's named after Shuten Doji, a famous sake drinking demon king from old Japanese myths. But the bass is based on a Yamaha TRB 1004J Natural, which, looking at it, it's a pretty bass. Not my favorite color, but it's cool. The lady says that her band had a good show, but she drank too much after the after party and drank for so many hours that she has no recollection of anything. She loves drinking so much because it helps her forget about the sad things in life, like being poor, marriage, and depression, which she calls a happiness spiral. Because of this, Bocchi imagines herself in the future as an alcoholic, but explains her life story to the lady. The lady then takes her jacket off so that they can play a street concert to help Bocchi sell some tickets. Bocchi tries to get out of it, of course, but this lady calls up her friends to bring amps. The lady mentions that if Bocchi is too scared to play outside, she can just close her eyes, and that the people that she's seeing aren't her enemy. Real Vinland Saga ass shit. Meanwhile, the rest of Kesako Band are talking about how Bocchi behaves during school. And I don't know if this is just a quirky thing for this woman, but she plays her bass like a shamisen. She uses a bachi and everything for it, which is what the pick for the shamisen is called. Bocchi is too scared to look up with her eyes closed, and there's a girl who cheers her on since Bocchi looks so nervous. Bocchi opens up her eyes and realizes that her anxiety is all in her head, and immediately improves her playing. Bocchi sees that the people are smiling and wonders that if she plays more, that she'll see more of that. But apparently Bocchi only had one eye open. The girls who cheered her on want to buy tickets for the show, and there's a cop that tells them that they can't play, so they stop there. The bassist lady buys the last ticket from Bocchi, but that was the last of her money, so she borrows money from Bocchi, similar to how Ryo borrowed money from her. Bocchi is very happy that she met her quota, so she messages the group chat and apologizes for not showing up, yet no one in the group believes her. Episode 7. We open on a hot summer day where Nijika and Kita hydrate as they're heading to Bocchi's place so that they can design t-shirts. Kita also brought treats in a movie. Ryo was invited too, but she lied about her grandma being sick. This bitch lied to go to FYE, if you're old enough to remember what that is. Nijika and Kita find Bocchi's house, and they see a giant welcome sign as Bocchi is waiting patiently at the door with a popper, a party hat, light up shades, a mustache, and a sash that says Sergeant for a day on it. The girls come in and they go to Bocchi's room, which is also decked out with hella shit. There's a disco light ball, a sign that says welcome to Shigeto, among other decorations. Bocchi leaves them to get drinks, and the girls say that they were hoping that her room would be more rock-like, until they see that there's a sealed door. Nijika bumps into something and knocks over Bocchi's multitude of copies of their band photo from episode 4. There's seals on the wall, and Futari just pops in to say that Bocchi has the same photo but blown up. Futari spills the beans about how Bocchi had the pictures everywhere in her room, but her mom didn't like it, so she took it all down. And how Bocchi got possessed once, hence why there's seals in the room. Bocchi comes back and tries to get rid of Futari, but it doesn't work until Bocchi says that Futari can have a freeze pop. Bocchi's parents come back from shopping, and they can't believe that Bocchi actually has friends over. While the girls come up with their designs, Kita makes one that resembles a sports festival, sending Bocchi into PTSD mode. We get some claymation showing Bocchi's anxiety with class unity. The show goes meta by saying that Bocchi is still in her sports festival genjutsu even after the commercial break, where Bocchi imagines being tied up and burned at the stake for not participating. Futari brings their parents to meet the girls. Bocchi's dad makes karage, and that's how Bocchi snaps out of the genjutsu. Bocchi's parents thought that the girls were imaginary, and even thought that the picture that Bocchi had was Photoshop. Man, they really don't believe in this girl. Bocchi's parents mention how she practiced decorating her room a lot by putting things up and taking them down multiple times, playing Twister by herself in case her and her friends played the game. Bocchi steps out for a bit, and when she comes back, she sees that everyone is getting along, alienating herself. Apparently, they watched that movie that Kita brought, and it triggered Bocchi's Seishun complex again. Nijika tries to violently shake Bocchi out of it, while Ryo sends her designs, which are just ideas of what she wants to eat for dinner. Bocchi. Snap back to reality. God, this is so cringe. and shows her designs, which looks like something out of a bargain bin at Spencer's. Bocchi mentions that her mom gets most of her clothes, but she never wears them. This prompts the girls to beg Bocchi to change. The girls take pictures and say that she's cute, and Nichika wants to style Bocchi's hair, and somehow Bocchi dies, turning into ash. The girls inhale some of this ash and pass the fuck out. Bocchi's parents come in and see the state that the girls are in, where the girls are saying some very depressive shit, similar to Perona using her negative hollows in One Piece. So her parents get some salt and seals. Days pass by and they decide to go with Nichika's design, which is a simple shirt with the name of the band going through a zip tie bracelet, because pun. The girls like the shirts, but there's 2 days left to the concert, but they find out that a typhoon is on its way. Luckily it won't hit them, but Bocchi speaks up and says that she wants to make rain charms just in case. This is a thing that some Japanese people make to make sure that rain doesn't hit wherever they are. But to no avail, the typhoon hits the day of the concert. On to the final episode of this video, episode 8. We start out in the middle of a but the girls made it to Starry. We see that they hung a bunch of rain charms around the venue, and Bocchi sees how positive Nichika tries to be and wants to help. So she puts on the outfit from the last episode, but they tell her, bitch, take that shit off. The drunk lady somehow makes it, and she's also drunk, and it turns out she knows Seika. She's her junior from college. The other girls that were supporting Bocchi during the street concert made it too, and they mentioned that they're Bocchi's fans, which I thought was really cute. This gives Bocchi a power up, like she literally goes Super Saiyan, but it only lasts like 2 seconds. Bocchi even tries to put on the fucking mango box. More people show up, but they literally do not give a fuck about Keisuke band, and they're letting their thoughts be known. Like, they're literally saying, man, I'm good, fuck this band. The girls get ready, but Bocchi, of course, is a nervous wreck. They play their song Guitar Solitude in Blue Planet, but literally no one gives a fuck except for Bocchi's fans. While performing, Bocchi noticed that everyone's making mistakes. No one is paying attention to their performance, and the girls that were there for Bocchi are slowly getting disappointed. And there's this one girl that keeps saying, man, this band is a waste of time. Man, fuck that bitch. Bocchi doesn't want things to end like this, so she starts amping up her playing and goes straight into their next song, which receives a much better response. The song that they ended up playing was called That Band. We then cut to the girls going to an izakaya to celebrate a good job that they did at the show, and we finally learned the drunk lady's name, Kikuri Hiroi. Ryo apparently has seen her play. Kikuri spits booze at people and forgets her words often, so I bet she's a blast to see live. Seika tries to congratulate Bocchi, but she's dead. Not really, she's passed out. This is a reference to Ashita no Joe, the famous Dead Joe thing. I never saw the show, but spoilers, I guess. But Bocchi comes back to life when she's told that she can order as much food as she wants, and she gets karage. Kita starts posting on their Instagram and overwhelms Seika with her aura. They order a bunch of food and Bocchi's actually enjoying herself, wondering going to places like this will be more fun when she's old enough to drink. Until she overhears a bunch of guys talking about some relationship and general adult problems, and one of them even mentions that he wants to hop on a train, if you get what I mean. Which of course terrifies Bocchi. She imagines that if she can't make it in music, she'll have to work a normal job and be a door-to-door saleswoman, and then eventually become a depressed shut-in. Same Bocchi, I say, as I've been applying to jobs so that I can feel less depressed and get money. Seika mentions Kita's name, her real name, which is apparently Ikuyo, which sends Kita into a spiral because her name is a pun. Because Kita, Ikuyo, can translate into I'm here, let's go! Her fucking Deku sounding ass name. And she mentions that her full name is Kita Kita. Bocchi notices that Nichika has been gone for a while and goes out to check on her. After Bocchi has a quick spiral, Nichika asks if Bocchi is Guitar Hero and confirms it. Nichika then gives some of her backstory, saying that her mom died while she was young and her dad was never around, so she only had her sister. And when Seika started a band, Nichika made Seika take her to all the clubs that she went to see her play. Nichika says that she inspired Seika to quit the band and start Starry, but she'll never admit to it. So Nichika's dream is to make a band for her and Seika to make Starry even more famous, which is admirable. Nichika also says that Bocchi is a hero for her because Bocchi helped the band get its focus during the show. Ryo is in the band to play from the heart, Kita really wants to be a part of the band, and Nichika asks what Bocchi wants, to which Bocchi says that she wants the band to be as best as it can be and to make enough money so that they don't have to go to school. Nichika wishes that Bocchi could play like Guitar Hero all of the time, but she wants Bocchi to show them her rock. Her Bocchi the Rock. Oh my god, Nichika said the thing! And that's where we end on episode 8. I am loving this fucking series so far. Yes, it's very dramatic with Bocchi's spirals of anxiety and depression, but to someone with anxiety and depression, it is very sadly relatable. I do like that this is more of a acceptance story while finding yourself and trying to start a band all at the same time, which must be a very hard struggle. I know I was technically doing that growing up when I started making music music since I was 13 and now I'm 30. I still struggle with a bunch of confidence issues. I am nervous when it comes to singing and rapping in front of people. Sometimes I get nervous showing other people my music because I mostly remix anime stuff, and sometimes the people I'm showing stuff to don't fuck with anime, so they might think I'm weird. But I love what I do. I love yapping on the internet. I love making music, whether it's remixing anime or just writing about being sad or trying to get into nerdcore. I'm just too lazy to finish my songs. But I'm having a lot of fun with this show, and I want to know what y'all are thinking of this show too. If you've seen it already, what do you think of it? If you're watching along with me on the off chance, how are you liking the show so far? This show is great, and I'm glad that I am finally giving it a watch. But as we near the final 4 episodes, I want y'all to decide, or help me decide rather, what's going to be the next show that we talk about music wise. I really want to get into Nana because I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about it. I've heard some of the songs from it because of a future vlog that's coming up. I want to tackle Hibike Euphonium because I heard it's really good, and I think it's also by Kyoto Animation. And I also have some other videos that I'm working on in the background. I'm halfway done through a kind of review of a series. I want to do comparisons between a couple of shows because I am one of the only people, I don't care if it's a hot take or not, I hated fucking Girls Band Cry. And the music was great, don't get me wrong. The show is pretty. I fucking hated the main character. But if y'all want that video, let me know. I want to do a comparison with that show to a show that I think has a similar concept but was done way fucking better, even with the conflict of the show. They came out the same season too. I kind of think it'd be the perfect idea for a video. But those are my thoughts on Bocchi so far. I'm loving this series and I can't wait to finish it, and I think season 2 is either coming out next year or this year, so can't wait for that, and I'll probably do a watch along thing for that too, because why not? But with that, I have been Ping, and I will see y'all whenever.